What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Hope everyone's well. I'm absolutely fantastic. Thank you for asking. So today we're going to talk about when you should be changing your exercises, when you should be or not be changing your exercises, because a lot of people, they still have this. I don't want to say it's an old school mentality, but they have this idea that you shouldn't be doing the same session twice and you shouldn't be repeating things. And I actually think that's wrong, and I actually think that you should be doing very similar things for an extended period of time to drive adaptation over a period of time, to force progression into it, giving it no choice but to have to regrow stronger, better, thicker, and have more muscle. And we're just going to explain a little bit of that today, and I'm going to talk about when I'm changing exercises, why I'm changing specific ones at the moment, when you could change them in the future, for example, and ultimately just give you a better understanding of, why you should be sticking with some exercises for a period of time, and then why you should change them and when you should change them, if you should even change them. So we'll do this as we go through the session like usual, guys. So we get warming up. We've got pec deck first, and then we're on to some big presses. So we've warmed up, we've done our pec deck, which we've done, for the last 8 to 16 weeks. Now we're going to move on to a Smith incline press. Now you would have seen me do this for probably the last 8 weeks on the channel. You'll see me accumulate volume, get stronger and stronger, and progress this over the last 8 weeks. Well, for me, this exercise works really well. I really enjoy it. And so I'm not going to change this exercise. So I want to explain a little bit why you wouldn't change an exercise and why you shouldn't be changing every single week. Now, first and foremost, you've got to recruit the movement pattern and perfect the movement pattern to get the most out of every exercise. That doesn't happen after one session. Everyone can bench press, everyone can go bicep curl, but actually to truly master an exercise, you probably need 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks on that exercise to be able to get the most out of that exercise possible. So for me, I think I can get a lot out of this exercise versus say someone who's never done this before, because I've got not an expertise, but I'm doing more and more on it. So I just want to make sure that I'm sticking to those exercises, learning those movement patterns, and then once you've mastered that, you can progress that forward. And once you start progressing these things while you've mastered them, trust me, the difference in the tissue that you're going to grow is going to be tenfold. So that's a big reason why we stick to the same exercises for a while. It doesn't need to be indefinite, but for a while, get good exercises, get strong at them, and then progress them from there. So like I said, if you find yourself connecting really well with an exercise and you can continually progress that over a long period of time, there is little to no reason for you to change the exercise out. If you can do that for a year, go do that for a year. If you struggle to progress something, then all right, then maybe we can start having that conversation. So we'll get these sets done here, and then we'll talk about something that we will change. So coming into ways that we can look to start changing things. Now, I'm going through a period of change in my training where I'm still training to failure, but I'm manipulating my training volume, my actual sets per session. So one thing that I'm doing is on my, let's say, lower energy demanding exercises, for example, flies, for example, bicep curls, I'm starting to tag a bit more volume on. And this is a way that you can change the exercise without changing the exercise, because you're adding a little bit more volume onto it. So usually I've been doing 2 sets on this, one slightly heavy between 6 and 10 reps, one slightly lighter between 12 and maybe 20 reps. and then I'm going to add in another top set here. So we're going to be doing 2 top sets here. So you've got a little bit of progression there. So if you are really enjoying something, but you want to get a little bit more out of the exercise, maybe just try and progress that working volume per session. So we're using the big boy cuffs. These are even bigger than the big ones. These are for people whose arms are really a bit too big, or people who want a bit more space in there. Mark Hector. These ones are for you. Oh. Now you guys will notice that probably for the last, I don't know, however many push sessions you've seen on the channel, I've been doing the Nautilus machine press. Now, I think for me, I'd used that a lot in my off season last year. I used it pretty much all the way throughout my prep season as well. And I had a pretty good run with it post-show. Now, obviously, post-show, you've got more food, you're going to feel better, training's going to get better. So it kind of felt good, so I kept it in. Then, obviously, once I was recovered, I went on blast. So then, obviously, things are going to feel good. Now, I'm at that point where I've pressed that press so many times. I'm just a bit like, I'm not excited to get to it. So I'm going to swap it out. I'm going to swap it out for this cable press here. Now, some really, really good benefits of a cable press. Using the D handles allows rotation at the joint, so it's a little bit more individual to you. Using a cable allows you to push, here or there or whatever feels more comfortable to you, depending on how broad you are or narrow. You got the strain of the cable pulling you back in the eccentric as well, and obviously the bench here offers a lot of support. So we're going to swap this in now. Just to give you some points as to when you would potentially look to swap exercises. There's a few key pointers for me. Are you enjoying it? It's probably my number one, because I think you can progress on anything if you do everything right. But are you enjoying it is number one. If you're not, and you kind of lose that buzz of it, try to change it. Try to find one that you can. The next one is your progress getting really fucking hard? Have you just exhausted that movement pattern? Do you just need something fresh? Because you just can't progress, you can't add a rep, you can't add a set, and you've been trying for weeks and weeks? Swap out, it's time to change it. There are a few others, but we'll just break this up a little bit. So we'll get another set in here, and we'll talk about the other ones. So another reason why you might want to change something is going to be, if it doesn't fit, and don't be afraid to say that what works for someone else doesn't work for you. You can come watch all my YouTube and think, I fucking hate that machine. I really don't like that machine. But then there might be reasons why you might do that. You might be biomechanically disadvantaged to that machine. You can see what I do is I manipulate machines. I try and put myself in positions where I can manipulate where my arms move so it's more natural to me. So, if you're on a fixed pec deck and you think, I hate that, and you don't have this, you don't have the D handles, don't be afraid to change it. So, I'd bring something in at least for that 3 to 6 week period of time where you want to get good at exercise, because I still think you can get good at exercise even if it's not good for you. And then over those 3 to 6 weeks, just start to think, how does it feel? Are you getting on with it yet? Is it hurting? Is it causing any referred pain? And if you are, for example, for me a bench press feels just awful through all my joints. Do it for 3 to 6 weeks and then, you can throw it out. Try something different. Don't be afraid to do that, but also it feels good. So another reason why you might want to change the exercises you're doing is like actually looking at what do you need as a whole, like what does your physique need. So you can see at the start of this exercise, or the start of this session, sorry, we did the incline press and we did like the clavicular flies, because my physique needs upper chest. My physique needs to be prioritizing those types of things, which is exactly why more of my session is dictated towards that upper chest, you know, and even on my shoulder day, there's still some upper chest versus you know, as the same amount of flat chest or like that lower chest, because I genuinely need a little bit more upper body. So, you know, if you're coming in, you're doing a lot of flat work, decline work, you know, but you have that flat upper chest, or you have a gap that you need to fill on the upper chest, start thinking about it, start changing those exercises to direct your intent, you know, methodically and like directionally towards what he wants to do. You want a bigger upper chest, fucking train that upper chest, you know, so making sure that you're covering those bases as well when you're looking at changing exercises. So while there is many reasons to change exercises, there is still like an idea that we want to be working with these exercises. So generally speaking, like if you had all the exercises and all the pieces of equipment available in the world, you would still probably only pick from a handful just because of the way the machines are set up, because of the way that things feel, because of the way that things are, right? So don't like take this video as a, right, I need to go change everything. It might just actually be reinforcement that you're making the right decisions. For example, I've done a long rope tricep pullover or extension for years and will continue to do it because it's just the best for a tricep. It just works the best in the capacity that I'm trying to move in. Like I'm probably always going to use a cuffed clavicular fly because it's the best, for me, it feels the best stimulation from my upper chest that I can possibly have. So, you know, don't take this as a right, I need to go change everything. Maybe use this as reinforcement that what you're doing is right. Maybe use this as a chance to change a few things, of course. But I don't use this as a complete upheaval for your session. So I'm going to finish up with arms here, and then we'll summarize all of the points. Oh. So then guys, session done, wrapped up. And we kind of like, obviously we touched upon things that you should be doing, or what you should be looking towards in terms of like exercise change. So to summarize, for those of you guys who could just skip to the ending, you could get this. I want you to use exercises for an extended period of time. That extended period of time is going to be anywhere from 3 to a year's time, you know, but I want you to do a minimum of 3 or 4 weeks on the exercises that you choose to do. If they're in the plane of motion that you want to do, for example, like you want to work your incline chest, you want to get a bigger upper chest, and you do incline barbell press, and for whatever reason, incline barbell press hurts your elbows or it hurts your shoulder joint, you can find something else for your upper chest, and you can get good at that as well. So I want you guys to focus on getting good at an exercise, learning the motor pattern, becoming efficient at the exercise, and then looking to progress that over time. How long should you be progressing those for? As long as you can. And if it feels gravy and it feels good, there is no need for you to be changing those things. So don't worry about having to change your exercises every rotation. You know what, like I do 3 or 4 training cycles a year, and probably 75% of those sessions look the exact same. because the exercises feel good. Maybe a different order, maybe a different rep range for sure, but those exercises will look largely the same. You can change exercises if you stall in progression, if you need something fresh in your brain and you want to feel good about an exercise again. You can do it if you want your intent to change. So maybe you're doing a lot of flat bench because you're a powerlifter. Maybe you want to switch to bodybuilding and fill your upper chest, switch to more incline stuff. I think those are some really, really good rules as to when to be changing your exercises and if you should even be changing them. So ride that wave when you can, and when it's over, don't be afraid to get on a new one. So guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Peace, everybody. Bye-bye.